Imagine a network of roads so vast it connected the distant corners of the ancient world, from the imperial cities of China to the bustling markets of the Roman Empire. This intricate web of pathways, stretching over 4,000 miles, was not just a route for commerce, it was a highway of ideas, a thoroughfare of cultures, and a trail for transformation. We call it the Silk Road, not a single road, but a multitude of interconnecting trade routes that crisscrossed the continents of Asia, Europe, and Africa. In the days of yore, caravans laden with precious goods embarked on arduous journeys along the Silk Road, traversing unforgiving deserts, lofty mountains, and vast steppes. They carried with them not just silk, spices, and precious metals, but also stories, beliefs, and innovations, sowing the seeds of cultural exchange across borders. The Silk Road was more than just a conduit for trade. It was a melting pot of diverse civilizations. Ideas, languages, and cultures intermingled and evolved, shaping societies and influencing the course of history. The exchange of knowledge and ideas along the Silk Road led to significant advancements in science, arts, literature, and technology, enriching societies far and wide. The Silk Road was also a path of resilience. Travelers braved harsh climates, faced relentless bandits, and navigated political upheavals. Their tales of courage and endurance echo through the ages, reminding us of the human spirit's indomitable will to explore, connect, and thrive. This was the Silk Road, a symbol of connectivity and cooperation between diverse civilizations. It was the lifeline of the ancient world, an artery of commerce and culture. It was a testament to humanity's shared history and collective progress. As we embark on this journey through time, let us unravel the stories of the Silk Road, its travelers, its treasures, and its timeless legacy. The Silk Road was not a single path, but a labyrinth of interconnected routes spanning thousands of miles. This vast network of trade routes was the lifeblood of the ancient world, connecting the East and West and fueling the exchange of goods, cultures, and ideas. At the heart of this network lay key cities, each playing a critical role in the Silk Road's flourishing trade. The journey began in the imperial city of Chang'an, now known as Xi'an, in China. Known for its bustling markets and skilled artisans, it was here that traders from the east would load their camels with bolts of fine silk, a precious commodity highly sought after in the west. The caravans then journeyed westward, crossing treacherous deserts and towering mountain ranges to reach the oasis city of Samarkand. Located in present-day Uzbekistan, Samarkand was a melting pot of cultures where traders bartered not just goods, but also ideas and beliefs. Here, silk was traded for exotic spices, precious metals, and other rare commodities. The final destination on the Silk Road was the grand city of Constantinople, now Istanbul, in Turkey. This city, straddling the east and west, was the gateway to the Roman Empire and beyond. Here, the silk, spices, and precious metals from the east were eagerly bought by Western merchants, who then transported them across the Mediterranean and into the heart of Europe. Throughout this journey, a wide variety of goods were traded. Silk, as the name Silk Road suggests, was a significant trade item. But it wasn't just silk. Exotic spices like cinnamon and nutmeg, precious metals like gold and silver, and even horses were all part of this vibrant trade. These cities and goods were the beating heart of the Silk Road, fueling the pulse of trade and cultural exchange. They were the hubs where East met West, where cultures and civilizations intersected, and where the foundations of our interconnected world were laid. The Silk Road was more than just a trade route, it was a conduit for ideas and cultures. As caravans wound their way through deserts and mountains, they carried with them not only goods, but also the seeds of cultural exchange. And so the Silk Road became the stage for one of the most remarkable cross-fertilizations in history, a place where East met West and where old ways of life intertwined with the new. Religions, for instance, found fertile ground along the Silk Road. Buddhism, born in India, made its way to China and beyond, with monasteries and stupas springing up along the trade routes. Islam, too, spread eastwards, becoming a dominant faith in regions such as Central Asia. Christianity, on the other hand, found its way from the West, with Nestorian Christians establishing churches as far as China. Art and architecture also bore the marks of this cultural exchange. The Greco-Buddhist art of Gandhara, for example, blended Greek and Indian influences, creating a unique style that left a lasting impact on Buddhist art across Asia. Chinese ceramics, Persian miniatures, and Byzantine mosaics were all shaped by the interchange of ideas and aesthetics along the Silk Road. Technologies as well journeyed along these routes. The compass, papermaking, and gunpowder, among others, are believed to have traveled from China to the West, revolutionizing navigation, communication, and warfare. Likewise, the techniques of glassmaking and metalworking moved eastwards, contributing to the development of Chinese craftsmanship. But perhaps the most significant exchange was that of knowledge. The Silk Road was a highway for scholars, scientists, and philosophers, where Greek philosophy met Indian thought, where Persian literature influenced Chinese poetry, and where medical, astronomical, and mathematical knowledge was shared and expanded upon. The Silk Road was a melting pot of cultures where East met West and new ideas were born. It was a place of exchange, of dialogue, of transformation. And while the caravans may have ceased, the legacy of the Silk Road remains, reminding us of a time when the world was connected not by technology but by the tread of camels and the will of the human spirit. Many fascinating figures have traversed the Silk Road, their stories adding to its rich tapestry. Among the most famous is Marco Polo, an intrepid Venetian merchant who journeyed across this vast network in the late 13th century. His vivid accounts of far-off lands and cultures, from the imperial majesty of the Yuan dynasty to the bustling bazaars of Persia, opened the eyes of Europe to the wonders of the East. But the Silk Road was more than just a conduit for merchants and explorers. It was also a pathway for scholars and monks, like the Chinese Buddhist monk Xuanzang. In the 7th century, he embarked on a perilous journey to India, seeking to gather sacred texts to bring back to China. His 17-year odyssey, fraught with peril and adventure, became a spiritual epic that has resonated across the centuries. Let's not forget Ibn Battuta, a Moroccan scholar whose travel spanned 3 decades and covered nearly the entire known Islamic world and beyond. From Africa to the Middle East and on to India and China, his detailed accounts of the people, customs, and landscapes he encountered provide invaluable insights into the cultural and social dynamics of the 14th century. And then there was Zhang Qian, a Chinese explorer sent westward by Emperor Wudi of the Han Dynasty in the 2nd century BC. His mission was diplomatic, aimed at creating alliances against the nomadic Xiongnu. Although his political mission was less than successful, Zhang Qian's journey opened up new trade routes and introduced China to the world beyond its borders, setting the stage for the Silk Road's emergence. These travelers and countless others shaped the Silk Road's narrative, each leaving their indelible mark on its history. Their stories of adventure and discovery, hardship and triumph, are woven into the fabric of the Silk Road, bringing color and depth to its legacy. They were the human faces of this vast network, their tales of courage and curiosity embodying the spirit of exploration that defined the Silk Road. The tales of these travelers continue to captivate us, adding to the allure and mystery of the Silk Road. The Silk Road was not without its perils, but its legacy is a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of the human spirit. This ancient highway of commerce was fraught with challenges. Travelers braved harsh climates, from scorching deserts to freezing mountains. They were also constantly on guard against bandits and hostile tribes, all while carrying precious cargo from one end of the world to the other. Yet, despite these dangers, the Silk Road thrived for centuries, acting as a bridge between the East and West. The exchange of goods was just the beginning. Along this vast network, ideas, religions, technologies, and even diseases were shared, changing the course of history. Imagine the journey of a single piece of silk, beginning in the hands of a Chinese weaver, then traveling thousands of miles, passing through dozens of hands across cultures, languages, and landscapes, before finally adorning a noble in Rome. This journey was a microcosm of the larger cultural exchange that took place along the Silk Road. The Silk Road also gave birth to some of the world's first cosmopolitan cities. Places like Chang'an, Samarkand, and Constantinople grew into thriving cultural melting pots, where a Persian merchant, a Chinese scholar, and a Roman soldier could all cross paths. The legacy of the Silk Road is still visible today. Look around you. The coffee you sip may have originated from the Ethiopian highlands. Your smartphone, designed in California, manufactured with parts from several Asian countries. The Silk Road set the stage for this global exchange, paving the way for the interconnected world we live in today. But perhaps the most enduring legacy of the Silk Road is the idea it represents, that through exchange and interaction, different cultures can not only coexist, but enrich one another, creating a vibrant, shared humanity. The Silk Road, a testament to human ingenuity and resilience, set the stage for the interconnected world we live in today.